Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my gardening live stream, plant live stream, and cactus live stream. I'm in the greenhouse. I just wanted to show you the flower that's open before we're doing anything. We will pollinate that flower later on. I have a bag of pollen and we will select the father from it. Yeah, and I just wanted to show that thing in the beginning, you know, to just say, hey, look at this beautiful flower. Really big. I've seen the plant flower recently and I was a little disappointed in the flower size last time, and this looks much better. It's not a super big flower, but it's good enough, you know? This is the minimum that I expect. Hey, Pear, greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Hope everything's okay. I wanted to introduce the video with the flower that we have here. We will pollinate that thing later on. Yeah, last time the flower opened, it was really tiny and didn't open properly. This is a little better, but also a little bell-shaped, not opening widely. I don't like that about this kind of flower. There are some species that have a flower that opens really wide. This one here, not so much. Yeah, but we will pollinate it. We will pollinate it with something funky, something that has a good flower color. I want to try getting a different type of hybrid from it. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm in between, like going in and out because it's raining all the time, but it's not rain. Like it's raining from time to time, but it's not raining all the time. So yeah, we might have at one point we might have to continue to the live stream inside, but for now I'm willing to try it out. So let's get some pollen for the pollination here. I want to pollinate that, and that's a spider web. I want to pollinate that, and I'm not sure what we will use as father. We'll try my best to get something good. I think I have the pollen bag in other greenhouse. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look. I also brought the seeds for cleaning. If it's really raining so much that we can't do much else, then we're staying in the greenhouse and cleaning seeds. But yeah, greetings to everyone. Thank you for being here. I want to pick a good father for the flower that we have. And I'm not sure what we will use. We will just see. I have Flying Saucer, which is pretty good. Arboricola hybrid. These were seeds. Grandiflora. This is Fast 12, but it doesn't have a lot of pollen in it. It's not enough. This is not something. This is nothing. Trying my best to find a good father. I'm currently leaning towards either that one Imperialis hybrid, like with this big flower, or maybe Arboricola, some sort of an Arboricola hybrid. Arboricola grandiflora, because they are often successful. They have a relatively good success rate in regards to pollinating them here. Every year, I usually have a few Arboricola hybrids on the columnars, so they're relatively compatible. Give me a second. Just going through everything, but not really finding what I want to find. I have one hybrid from Miss Plant, Arboricola grandiflora, that had a very nice multicolored flower. It wasn't just one color, it was a few, and that one looked really great. If we can choose, I would choose that one, but we have to look for it. Oh, I hate it. At the end of the season, we're probably discarding the pollen. This is Selly Arboricola. It's also not bad. Serensia Arboricola hybrid. Bamboy. Not finding it right now. Scopulicola. I have too much pollen. When you have so much pollen that you have to go through everything, then you have too much. Here. Okay. Arboricola grandiflora. Hybrid by misplant, and we will pollinate with this one. I hope we have enough pollen in it. Botanically, a hybrid between Zoeransia arboricola and Lubivia grandiflora. Like a relatively big Lubivia flower. So, yeah, let's pollinate. I have one or two brushes somewhere in my pants. Yep. I don't want to collect pollen. This is not the kind of size that I would use if I wanted to have this kind of a plant. I have a few that have much bigger flower diameter, that are opening wider. The one thing that I do not like about this flower is how it opens up. It's just, like not widely. You could really, if the petals would be a little bit longer and if the flower would open up a little bit outwards, that would be much better. And I have some that I would use as a fodder instead of this one. But yeah, we can greatly influence what we do with it now. Pollinating with Arboricola and Grandiflora. Hybrid by misplant. I don't know from when, but at least 2010 to 2012 maybe. I don't know. And in the past, these had a really high success rate, really often inducing pollination on columnar cacti. The thing that, like the negative side of it, is very often if you use Arboricola, the flower size is basically capped at a certain point. Like so far, I've seen flowers not bigger than 16 or 17 centimeters. That had the Arboricola body, like where that one was relatively dominant. If this side of the cross is dominant, then the flower could be bigger. Like diameter-wise, this isn't much bigger than 16 centimeters also. Usually, if I would really try to have the maximum, like the best potential flower size, then I would pollinate this with a flower that is huge, like the biggest flower that I have. Really considered doing it. But yeah, maybe we're doing that with the second flower. The Arboricola pollinations have proven to be safe. They have reliably given seeds, and that is also great. I mean, we have a fruit on Echinopsis glauca. We have a fruit on a few more plants, also induced by Arboricola hybrids. Sometimes it's better than nothing. Hey mate, welcome to the live stream. We are just pollinating this flower here with a hybrid by misplant between Zoeransia arboricola and Lubivia grandiflora. A variegated grandiflora cultivar by from misplant. And it would be a waste not to pollinate it. This already opened yesterday. We should have already pollinated that yesterday. It's just that I'm currently a little bit burned out. I could really feel it. Like now that the flower season is coming to an end, it's like so much of the pressure is relieved. And I like that, but I also don't like it, It's kind of hard to take a step back when you have been in the flower season, like it's non-stop, you're doing something. Was constantly able to film, to do time-lapse videos. And now it's already starting to be over, like with the flower season. No, we're not covering. We have nothing else in the greenhouse here that's flowering. And I'm not in the seed business anymore. I don't care. If a bee wants to pollinate it, it's okay for me. I mean, we are pollinating it now. There's nothing that's flowering here. But if something were to flower nearby, I think it wouldn't be so important to me. Like eventually what we get, I don't care. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the pollination. Later we are growing the seedlings. But yeah, like there's so many amazing hybrids that happen by accident, you know? So I'm always open to let nature take a pollination too. If I were in the seed business, then I would, of course, do it differently, you know? You would usually cover them with a bag, like the fabric bags that you sometimes get for the washing machine, that kind of stuff you can use. But it's been a while since I've been in the seed business. I got out in like a few years ago. So, okay. Yeah, let's have a look at the flower from the other side. If I would have to guess, I'd say maybe 15 or 16 centimeters diameter. And this plant had flowered so much that I had to take some down. We also had a few drop recently. Like it was so hot in the greenhouses that they dropped a few. Yeah, so in the next days we have to water again. Have to water to make sure that these are getting enough water to actually grow the fruit. When you have something in the greenhouse, you kind of have to keep an eye on that. These guys are hanging around in the greenhouse everywhere. I don't really care enough to remove them. They are never really causing so much damage, you know? I just notice them, and from time to time they're taking a bite out of a cactus, but nothing serious. Oh, yeah, we have to harvest this one. Check it out. So this is the fruit that we got from another Arboricola hybrid. This is the Echinopsis glauca fruit. We will take it down now. Maybe we're cleaning the seeds right away. And we will grow some of them. This is going to be great. I'm really happy that we got a fruit again. I can't tell how many seeds are in there. Sometimes you have a fruit that's almost empty, and sometimes you can have a few hundred seeds in one. We will see. We will see when we are cleaning it. So, we will remove this piece here later. I just wanted to get rid of it. I didn't want to rip it out. Ripping out causes an infection if you are unlucky. It's good when you leave something on the plant like here. It's good when it's not so big. Sometimes I cut it back a little bit just so I don't have this excessive amount of organic material there. If it's just a little bit, it will eventually dry up, and you can remove it once it's dry. It's nothing that should be an issue. Unfortunately, we lost the fruit on Scopolicola. That's unfortunate. I've recently seen it. I forget to tell you. So that one, we only had 3 fruits and they all failed. This is it. I think I want to do a few, like a video close up just to show the fruit. There are not that many videos or photos of the fruits of this species on the internet. It's a rare species. Very often when you see it, when people have it, they have it under the wrong name. Yeah, and this is going to be good to have an example that I can compare against. And it's a hybrid fruit, and it's pollinated with hybrid pollen, but it should not change the basic traits of the species, you know? Yeah, and it looks okay. Like the amount of seeds that we have, this could be maybe 250. See, they're like, there's a lot of space in between the seeds, but it's not really, they look okay. The ones that are there look viable. So let's clean them a little. Yeah, and we will move the plants into the greenhouses again now. Season's over. Cactus season is over. Now we are cleaning seeds. Have a few fruits here and there that need to be removed, like this one. Check out the size. This is another one that I suspect of maybe being self-fertile. And they often have very big fruit. They are getting to the point where you could really, where you had a decent size. This one needs to ripen a little bit longer. I also left the piece here on the plant just to let it dry up. If I'm ripping it out now, I'm basically creating an entry into the plant at a very bad time of the year. It's now, like with the humidity, it's going up. We are getting so much rain now. And yeah, best to avoid causing any injury that you don't absolutely need. Sometimes you have to cut in winter, but I would generally try to avoid it. Like after maybe July, when you're cutting, it can have a much higher risk of failure, much higher risk of having infections. Unfortunately, that's just a bad time. That's a time when the likelihood that you will have that kind of a humid kind of weather where you get fungal infections, that's a lot more common in that time. So yeah, I want to check the fruit on Amon-Re. This is the piece that we took off. Had developed a little infection, but the way it seems like it's recovered again. I removed the piece that had the infection, and that one looks like it might recover too. So we have two pieces and the base that is now growing a new pup. From time to time, really important to take cuttings, you know. I was taking cuttings for propagation. I hate how the situation with this cultivar is. Like if you look at the pricing on the market for the cultivar Amon-Re, it's like they're charging hundreds for it still. And I think the plant should be more widely available. It's a beautiful flower, really good hybrid, one of the best, you know. And in the past, it wasn't rare. Like it wasn't as rare as it is today. Yeah, not big. I mean, when you have a tip cutting like this, they can grow the fruit. They often have a little bit of energy because for the plant, like when you take a cutting, it's stressful for the plant, and the stress often leads to like safety mechanisms that are intended to keep the plant from going extinct. You know, like eventually the plant can throw a successful fruit here and there to have a few seeds, or maybe pup again. It's just not very big. I would guess when we're growing this thing out, it will not have more than 100 seeds in it, if at all. I would be happy for 100 seeds. I also wanted to have a look at the spider. Like we recently had a spider that kept living on this plant here, but it seems to be gone now. But it's funny when you see a certain spider, always the same kind of spider, on the same plant for a very long time. Hope the spider is okay. So these are the ones that we cleaned yesterday. And once again, something that tried to eat it. We are just in the middle of the greenery here. And I constantly have to defend my stuff against like forest animals. Look at this. The rodents. I'm really not a fan of rodents. I mean, Look at this. I think I have to really lock them up. Like we're putting into this and putting the lid on. Once again, the rodents have eaten our seeds. There are a few more left, like a bunch here and there, but I hate it. I hate it. Let's clean this up. I hate it. I think I'm getting another cat. This is how you get hunter. This is how you get ill. I hate it. This is just overnight. This was just... I've put them aside. They were under the roof. But yeah, you can't really put them out without locking them up. Just want to make sure there's nothing in there. So yeah, I mean, I hate it. Thank you. I really hate it. If you ever lived at a site where where you lived, where mice were able to get, you know, when you have to kind of live at a place where they are also often, it's kind of really, really bad. Like when they are taking a dump in everything that you have, you know. So we have to really lock the place up more in the future. Really hate it. But at the side, we just have so many living things here. It's kind of hard to keep them out, you know. The house is pretty close to the forest. And it's an old kind of house. So I'm constantly keeping the place tight that they're not getting in. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I hate it. Inside the house, Kami is taking care of them. But from time to time, you know, like when Kami sleeps, then the mice are doing a party. Hey, greetings to you. I just had a mouse has eaten some seeds again and has taken a dump in everything. I'm disgusted. Yeah, like when I'm touching something and I find and it's like little mouse poo comes falling out. That is so disgusting. I hate it. So yeah, I wanted to show you this one. I consider taking this cutting, like this little side pup off. It's a little humid, but the way these plants here are usually popping, they are barely connected, you know. So I will try to get this one off with a nice little fruit cover here, carefully. I don't want to cause a big wound. Ideally, I'm pressing a little. I want that to come loose naturally. There's only a tiny connection, and sometimes if you remove it the right way, you're barely causing a wound. Serrated is better than what I have here. Now it is off. Had already started to root. Sometimes when you have these little side pups, they already start rooting when they're still connected to the plant. Yeah, we have to really lock the stuff up in the future, like with the seeds and all. I'm not letting them eat my seeds anymore. This is it. This was it. Like in the next tomorrow, we are putting them in a box like this again. In a box and then covering it, you know. I just didn't want to put them in a box because they need to dry. Like the humidity needs to get out. And yeah, when you have a lid on it, then you don't have that. But we have to. I'm not like, this was just enough contact with mouse turds that I want to have. Like it was already a little bit too much. So yeah, this is the one that we can graft, like either grafting or we can root it separately. At this time of the year, rooting it separately is probably safer, especially that now there's barely a wound. I have removed it. I've really tried to just get through the connection between them and nothing else. So I would just place it here on the soil and let that thing root for maybe a month. The plants will eventually come into the house, and then we will raise them, like spray them on a regular basis. I'm not sure what we will do with the eggplants. They haven't really grown a fruit yet. They haven't really grown an eggplant yet. They have started to flower recently, and they look okay. I mean, it was a nice little flower. I'm just not sure what we do with it. You know, if I want to keep it or not. We will see. This morning I decided I want to grow some. In German they say Mammutbaum, mammoth tree, like these big sequoia trees. I want to grow some of them. I have checked like on eBay. Have looked at maybe a few plants. Either want to get seeds to plant them, to actually plant them, or like a live plant that we will put in the garden. And it will be a huge tree. Like eventually, I have seen these before. There is a site nearby where there's a big tree. And I would love to collect seeds, but I don't want to, you know, I don't want to go there and do it without asking. So we're not doing it. We are refraining from it. But I want to order some, like either seeds or live plants. And yeah, if we get the seeds, we will plant them over winter. And then the year afterwards, maybe we're planting them out. And yeah, if I'm getting plants, then we will just plant out the live plants the way we get them. I would prefer to grow them from seeds, though. They're really good. Like if you see the ancient photos of these like California, like these huge trees and all. I don't know what the botanical name is. Something with gigantea. But they're amazing. Really good. Really big. Beautiful. We are planting it a little bit further away from the house, though. I don't want to have a huge tree somewhere close by. So maybe in the middle of the forest. Yeah, then we have tomatoes. Check it out. Few tomatoes that are ripe again. Maybe I'm having a few later today. I'm always happy when I can harvest something. Then I wanted to show you these here. These have ripened. This is the variegated plant from recently. And I noticed that the variegated fruit has basically turned red now. Red with orange. Looks really nice. I consider to harvest that very soon. It's great to hear about the Australian trees. I have grown a few too in the past, and maybe I'm planting some again. I consider to plant a few eucalyptus trees, that kind of stuff, you know. Some beautiful, maybe a pine. I don't know, but it will depend on what I can get, like in regards to import restrictions and all. I'm getting something that isn't really like rare, you know. I don't want to order seeds that are needed in Australia, you know. But maybe I'm finding a nice eucalyptus here and there that were growing in the greenhouse. I'm not planting it out, just inside. Yeah, I love Australia. Australia has amazing plants, but unfortunately, not all of them survive where I live here, you know. I'm doing my best to pick some that have some sort of a frost tolerance. Not much, but a little bit, you know. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is ripe or not. I can't tell you. I think it should be ripe. I mean, they were on the plant for so long. It's just I don't want to let it ripen for that long and then eventually take it down a little too early. Yeah, I like the acacia species too. There's some amazing trees. Really beautiful. Like, I don't know how many species, but they have many. Like, I have a book like with Australian acacia species. Like, I don't know, there were 30 or 20 plants in the book and there were more. It was really interesting. I like that kind of a genetic, like where you have such a variety in regards to different species. So yeah, even if if they wouldn't survive here, it's cool trees. So yeah, just wanted to have a look at these. Want to start collecting seeds very soon, like from the tomatoes. Got to keep a few just for planting again. So then I found this one, and we will discuss what we do with it, because this is already trash can material. I don't really want to keep something around that has these kind of discolorations, but it's a rare plant. So I wanted to discuss the options that we have to save it. We could cut here below the infection, and that could be a chance for the plant to pop again. This part here is probably pretty lost. You might be able to save the tip, and you could graft the tip or reroot the tip. Yeah, but the middle part looks pretty bad. I don't think that this is good to have around, So I will try to remove the infection here. I will cut here and here. And then we have given the plant a chance to recover. I mean, if you leave it like this, it might also recover. You never know. Might be completely pulling it around eventually. But it's definitely not looking good, Do you do any bones? I don't know what that is. No idea what that is. So probably no. So we will remove that here. We will remove that. Then here, this tip here we can put aside, letting it heal, and eventually the plant will pop again if it makes it, if it survives. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It depends on how healthy the root is, and we will find that out. Already doesn't look so good. When you have that kind of a discoloration in the plant, it's usually not a good sign. Doesn't mean it can't heal. Doesn't mean it can't pop again. Sometimes when you manage to get the infection under control, you can get the plant to pop again. Oh, bonsai. I would love to grow bonsai. I haven't done it before, but I really think about that kind of stuff. I enjoy it. Could be great. Definitely on the list of things that we should do. I have no idea how to do it, and that would make it interesting. I would do it horribly. That would be ugly, and that would be funny. So yeah, maybe we're doing it. This one here has also the infection has gotten here. It's not a good situation. We will place that on the top shelf just to basically dry out the infection. And if we're lucky, either this piece will survive or the base will pop again. This here theoretically could also survive. Never say never. It's possible that sometimes you are decreasing your chances of survival by cutting. But yeah, it just a skin discoloration that's not good to have around. So we are putting that, we're sorting that out just to be safe. Putting that in the trash. And the other one we dry on the top shelf. We might also have like a few fruits that we can harvest. Gotta be careful that the rodents don't eat them again. It's really annoying. So yeah, I'm placing that on the top shelf here, wound upwards, to let it heal, to really let the wound heal. Oh, yeah, that would be great. Like I have this big wisteria in the garden, so we could really do that. I mean, they have a trunk that looks really, really interesting. Almost looks like a vine. So yeah, that could be great. Thank you. I'm looking into that. So I want to get the seeds here. Want to save the few seeds that we still have. I just had the urge to go away from the mouse turds. So we will try to do this now. The few seeds that haven't been eaten, we will save. I hate it. I hate mouse turds. Absolutely disgusting. I often feel sorry when Kami is catching mice, you know, but on the other hand, you got to see it like this. This is also very bad to have. When you have cats, when you have mice that get so close. We have so many different animals that are living in the forest here. And from time to time, they're kind of encroaching into my own home. Usually they don't get into the home, actually, but everything that's nearby, near the door, you know, if I'm not covering something 100%, like with something like this, they are often going at it. This was the last time. Tomorrow we will have them in here and covered. I'm not losing another fruit. So right now I'm just trying to get the seeds that are still on that thing together. Maybe 20 seeds if we're lucky, but at least it's not a total loss. I will have a talk with Kami that she keeps the premises clean. How's the quality? For me it looks normal. But from time to time they can also decrease the quality locally, you know, like also depends on your own speed sometimes. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, this is the seeds here. This is all that we got from them. This was a relatively small fruit. If this is how you deal with your seeds, then of course you never really get any healthy seedlings from it. This is a great way to waste seeds. I should put out mouse traps, but I just don't like it. I just don't like trapping them with a trap, you know, like I usually leave it to Kami to enforce the no mice in the house rule. And most of the time it works. Just not always. So yeah, this was Reinhard Liske hybrid. Reinhard Liske 2222-1. Really good flower. So it was a shame that they have been wasted. But sometimes I see that also as a little bit as a higher power, you know? When you have a certain type of seed that comes out bad, maybe it wasn't meant to be. Yeah, a little bit of voodoo is always great. Always improves the success rate. So, trying to get all the seeds that I had dropped earlier. Good. Yeah, maybe 15, 20 seeds left. Hope the others don't look similar. Let me see. I hate it. Tomorrow we will lock them up. This is unacceptable. I hate it. But why are they eating it? Yeah, why are they eating the paper? I think these are lost. We're cleaning the new ones. And then we're putting them into this thing right away. Let me get that. Watering them in the sieve now. Really hate it. The mice ate our seeds. Absolutely unfair. Yeah, I know that there are these live traps and all. Usually Kami takes care of it, you know? It's not that inside the house, it's usually not a problem, but everything you have outside is lost usually. You have to cover everything, they get everywhere. Also, not just the mice, it's also like the martens, you know, martens and foxes and raccoons and all that. Gotta be like everything that you have out is usually attracting all kinds of animals. So yeah, this the fruit. The hybrid where this came from is a Uwe Kahler hybrid. Parents are Wörlitz, Candicans White, and Buena Vista. Yeah, and in my opinion, the plant could be self-fertile. So we have to try it out. What's going on here? Oh. Okay. Yeah, this is okay. And usually full of seeds. And that is common when you have plants that are self-fertile. I'm still not 100% convinced that it's really self-fertile, but I think it could be possible. I'm a fan of the Jamaican bobsled team. Okay. Yeah, pretty big fruit. You can really get a fair chunk of fruit out of them. They could be interesting just for propagation because they always grow fruit. It's not something that's good when you want to work with it as a breeder, but could be great for people who just want to have a cactus that always produces fruit. Exactly. Trying to get this stuff out. This usually doesn't dry up so fast. The rest you can push into the sieve. Yeah, and we will put them in the bin right away. I just need to find the lid. These were the last seeds that we lost. I'm not accepting it anymore. So want to get kitchen paper a little bit. Then we're smacking it out on the desk here. We just had a little luck with the weather. It's been raining the whole morning. Wasn't sure if I can do the live stream outside. Same might be tomorrow. I consider to do it like spontaneously when the weather is good. So let's spread it out a little bit, like when you are, you know, spreading out the marmalade on a toast. I love that. When you're doing that, you can reduce the time to dry, for this thing to dry. Can take forever if you have one big blob of gulp, you know, one big blob of fruit. takes very long. The more you can thin it out, the faster you can remove the seeds and sow them, plant them. I'm still mad at the mice. I really hate it. This will not be accepted. I will not tolerate it. Oh, I think we will sort out a few of the containers in the greenhouse. I've seen that in the greenhouse we should start like checking every pot, everything that I've grown, like the seedlings that I'm currently growing. At a certain point we have to either repot them or, I don't know, definitely make sure they are okay, there's no infections and all that stuff. I want to start moving plants into the greenhouses again, and in order to do that I want to have it clean. So yeah, let's start cleaning. So this one here, let me see. Yeah. Let's get this one out. Don't need this big container for one seedling. This is Otto Schulz, Hilde Winterer Acacia hybrid Otto Schulz, pollinated with a columnar. Really interesting. It's not bad. We could use a mineral medium, or we could use like a mix of two. I will get me the pumice that I have left, and then we are mixing a soil with a little bit of pumice, a little bit of coconut fiber. I want to have the seedlings in a little bit more organic soil than they are now. The ones that are in the mineral soil, the ones that were in the pumice soil have been having issues usually, like when it's so hot that you can't water enough, you know. So yeah, let me put it here, and then I'm getting soil, then we're repotting a little. Finally. So yeah, I'll be back. There are little spiders that are somehow in the mix now. I don't know how they got in. Maybe with the coconut fiber. Come out. Go away. I put in a little bit of the pumice just to have something in between the organic medium, something that from time to time disrupts it. It's really mostly about the structure. The pumice is also great for storing water, storing nutrients, but it's not something that I absolutely need, but it can greatly make things easier. So yeah, we are putting that in a separate pot, little pot just for this plant here. Hybrids between Otto Schultz and a columnar. Really interesting. I like it. Like the combination of those two could be good. With Otto Schultz, I'm always a little bit suspicious though. Otto Schultz, the hybrid, seems to be somewhat fertile, bordering to self-fertility too. Hey, would really appreciate to keep that out of YouTube. I really need to keep that out because otherwise they are telling me I'm not having a clean room, you know. So I'd appreciate. I can't. I'm a German, you know. I don't want to be. I don't want to say like anything here, you know. I can sit this one out. And I mean, I've talked about this in the past, what my opinion is, you know. I hate what they are doing right now. Hate the war, hate the destruction, and I hope it stops, you know. It's really frustrating. So then I wanted to have a look at this one. This looks interesting, but we have to make sure that this thing is healthy. I've noticed that some of them have problems with mealybug. So yeah. Cleaning up the soil here, everything dirty. So I want to get rid of that a little bit. Lubivia, by the way, Lubivia seed, and it looks okay. We should probably grow that in a mineral medium. So let me get a different pot and then we're filling that. I try to grow the Lubivia in a mineral medium, and I hate to do it, but in this case, look, I'm really asking kindly to not do it. Okay, that's that. You know exactly how it is with social with the moderators that they are using. When before every live stream, I need to turn off that the moderator moderates harsh, and I want to avoid that they're saying we're not moderating at all, you know. That's why from time to time, I mean, it's not that I don't agree. These guys should be making peace, you know, should be letting people just live, you know. But right now, I'm the last person who should be getting involved with that, you know. Okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, this is a situation. My opinion about this have always been open about it. You know, I hate what's happening right now. Hate to see the war. We have a lot of like refugees in Germany, like from war in Europe, and it doesn't matter where it is, and especially how it's happening right now, like with this intensity. I hate that. I think in war they should always, like, civilians should be completely left alone. That's what I think. But I mean, right now, looking at any government, they're not really listening to what people want them to do, So yeah, it's unfortunate. There's so much war right now that I'm against. They're wasting too much time with that, where we could actually improve the world a little bit, try to have a better future, like that constant war isn't healthy for us either. I wish it wouldn't be like it is right now. Yeah, I mean, I'm always open to having discussions. It's just that you're instantly touching on things that will trigger auto moderators left and right. And I know that, and it's not, I mean, almost everyone is in agreement that what's happening, when you see these horrible things happening, that it needs to stop, But you can, I mean, this is something right now. It's one of these times in life when the bad things are happening, and hopefully through the bad things that are currently happening, it will lead to change, that people in maybe in 10 or 15 years from now want to do it differently, because this is bad. This is bad for everyone. See how expensive everything is. It's not that the people, like in Europe, they have the war in Ukraine, and I think there are like 1 or 2 million refugees in Germany, So yeah, would be good if everyone could just return and live the way they want to live in their home country, Unfortunately. Yeah, and I mean, American politics, I don't want to touch that, like, I don't want to, like, from time to time, I'm saying something, but it's not really something that I have an influence over, like my opinion on American politics. I never understood a lot of the politics that's happening there anyways, so I can't really, I mean, for me, we are having a similar situation. We have a situation where a lot of, like, that we have East Germany, like East Germany in the 1990s was this, was this Russian, kind of heavily influenced by Russia. So we are now seeing also politics that is a little bit like for other countries, like in Germany, the right is becoming stronger and stronger, and they're very, like, pro-Russia, and that is something that I don't understand, like that they are so pro-Russia, but it's the thing, they're heavily influenced by that, and that I see that as a problem, as a conflict of interest. You are either a politician in one country, you can't have both, you can't have the interest of both countries in your head. Just from a basic point of view, that's what I think, like you shouldn't really, when you're a politician in one country, politics in another country shouldn't be that big of a thing, But yeah, apparently it is, So unfortunately, right now, a lot of things happening that I just want to be over. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, we are running out of space. We should be singling out plants, but I don't really have enough space for them. Okay. Let me see what we have here. Lubivia. Okay. Just says good. 18A 2000 crossed with feathers. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, we should definitely keep these. We have to really look at the labels now and decide if we want to keep them or not. So let's see what we have here. This one here looks like it might have an infection. Let me get it out. If maybe we can save it. Yeah, we might be able to save this one if it's a good cross. Let me check it out. This could be something like Shafari. Gotta look it up. 163 from 2003, 2023. This is the kind of damage that you see from mealybug. We really have to treat the collection against mealybug. They're really, really bad this year. Often when you see them like starting to chew on the base, that's how these infections are happening. This is also the type of stuff that we should probably grow in pumice. I do not have any tattoos, and like when I was younger, when I was in school, like when the movie From Dusk Till Dawn came out, I wanted to have like a neck tattoo. That was my idea when I was, I don't know, maybe 18, 20. I wanted to have my neck tattooed like George Clooney in From Dusk Till Dawn. But luckily it never happened, So eventually I've gotten to the point where I'm glad that I don't have any. Like I considered it for a while, but I didn't really like most of the stuff that I was seeing, like I enjoy some really well done, like the ones that look like medieval, there's some European artists that have where everything looks like with the pestilence masks and all that, like these really nice European 1500 themes. I really like that. And if I would get me a tattoo, I'd probably get me something like that, But yeah, at this point, it's probably too late. I don't think I want to start at this point. Then I'm having something and I'm unhappy with it, It's kind of when you have something that's always there. I feel like after a certain point, it might be something where that gets boring, I really considered it for a while. But eventually, I mean, I'm sure I would have gotten me a absolutely horrible tattoo, like because I had to come a long way to appreciate a good tattoo. And when I was younger, I still remember when I was playing billiards in the league, and there was this guy who had they had built like a tattoo machine with a pen with some sort of a like some sort of a pen, blue pen or something like that, and they built a tattoo machine out of that and tattooed him. Then they tattooed multiple people like after with the same needle, and yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I was very happy that I didn't do. Like looking back, I was very happy that I didn't that I wasn't the third one who got a tattoo, and they all looked bad. It wasn't that this was a good tattoo. Like they looked like prison tattoos. Yeah, that's great. Sounds great. Sounds interesting. I like tattoos, but I don't like them on me. I don't know. When I have them on me, I'm sure it would eventually. I would feel like, okay, I've seen this often enough. My an ex-girlfriend had a tattoo like that. That got the tattoo when we were together. And looking back, that was a bad decision. You know, that was already like a tattoo artist. You know, like the thing looked horrible afterwards. You know, you should have. That's the kind of stuff. Through all of these tattoo shows, people have really learned how good tattoos can be. You know, when you see something that's made like by some dude in the side room, like in between selling food and whatnot, you know, that's the kind of stuff that where you know today that's not how it's supposed to be done, you know. I still remember like there was a day like when I don't know how old I was, maybe 20, 18, and one day the tattoo guy came over and three friends of mine had the same stamp on the backside, got the same stamp on the backside, all three. And yeah, I'm sure they regretted that afterwards, you know, like how that type of tattoo eventually became unpopular. So yeah, also I would be a little worried about the ink that they are using, that the ink doesn't have anything that's where you're getting cancer afterwards. I think they have changed a lot with the ink over the last years. I think there's more and more ink where they try to make sure that the ink is safe, you know? I've seen more of that in the past. I still think about that tattoo guy from time to time. Like it's really unbelievable, and it was really one of the worst stamps that you could ever see. Today you could probably call the police and say this guy has like injured me, you know, has caused me bodily harm. And at the time, the whole street got the same tattoo. I'm really glad that I didn't do that kind of stuff. I'm sure I would have a ridiculous tattoo, completely ridiculous, like a tear on the in the face or something like that, you know. It's crazy because that kind of a tattoo was super popular at the time, you know. How the public opinion can change. It's crazy. Yeah, I want to put that one on the shelf here. This will be the Lobivia shelf where we put the Lobivia on. Maybe we're watering a little bit. See. Gotta water more, like in the greenhouses. The plants in the greenhouses didn't get enough water in the last couple of weeks. And it negatively affects the flowering, the flower flush and all. I've seen that we get a few more flowers now. And if you never water around this time, then they often don't have the energy for that. Yeah, I mean, there's some, it's a prison kind of tattoo, you know, like stuff that you should really not put on yourself, you know. It's just, I want to say that's the kind of idea that I would have had maybe. It's probably a gang tattoo or something like that. And I'm the whitest kid you can imagine. So yeah, okay, watering a little bit in the greenhouse now, because it's necessary. it's not watering, like the water's not getting in. If I had them outside, everything would be good. But in the greenhouse, so yeah, but I want to say everything is starting to look better. The plants in the new soil, they look good. They are really coming out nicely. I'm pretty happy with everything. I just have to water accordingly, and it's kind of difficult. Sometimes when you have this extreme heat during the day, watering, you can only start watering like in the evening at 10 or something like that, and it makes it really hard right now. So yeah, but I really like when the tattoo is well done. When you see like on social media, when I see a well done medieval kind of thing, like a little bit similar to the stuff that they used to have in these old books, you know, like with the woodcuts and all that these medieval books sometimes had some great artwork, and that and I feel like that could look great as a tattoo. It's just you probably have to spend a little bit more, have to really pay a little bit more to get a good one. Can't really get that kind of a tattoo done from anyone, you know. And when they are going somewhere locally in a tattoo store, very often they wouldn't be able to do something like that in a good way. They would be just repeating something that they found on the internet, and they would probably often do it poorly. Like there's a local tattoo place here, and I've seen their tattoos online, and it was rough. You know, it was really, really rough. I I couldn't believe that people aren't talking about it a little bit more, you know? Sometimes when you go local and you have a look at the tattoo shops that are local, these are the worst. It's pretty high. Like the humidity is pretty high. I would have to look, but it's very high. And I'm only watering in the greenhouses. Everything outside is getting watered enough, you know? I just want to water the plants that are inside. I'm also considering to change a few plants that we potted up in organic soil. After the first 2 weeks, I've seen 1 or 2 plants where I feel like we need to put these in mineral soil. Yeah, so we might actually repot a little more to get them better through the winter. Everything where I'm worried about overwintering, we put into pumice. The organic medium is great, but it has limits. You know, if you, in this case, these seedlings here that you see that were just watering, this Pasacana hybrids, and I think we need to put them into pumice. There's just no way around it. Yeah, it's a high risk for fungal infections too. Like the grafts that we did, very, very risky. Yeah, I mean, we have to find the middle ground between mineral medium and the organic one. We will experiment around, and next days I want to start want to sow out again. I actually considered to do it today, but then I saw the flower. Like the open flower, when you have an open flower like this, you definitely have to pollinate. But maybe tomorrow. Oops. Oops. I've never been to one, but it sounds nice. Sounds like something that I would enjoy. So let's do here. The whole greenhouse is still full. I wanted to clean the seeds, but the rodents have been causing a mess. Let me see. We have to be careful that there's no mouse turds on stuff. Okay. I'm taking everything into the house now. These are good for seeds, for collecting fruit. The one thing that they didn't eat was all the chili. The chili were completely left unattended, you know? They really did not touch them. Maybe we should raise a few butterflies too. It sounds fun. I never thought about that, you know? Never thought you could propagate them like that. Okay, this will come into the house with me. Not leaving anything out anymore. This goes in the trash. This comes here. This also trash. I've been waiting for this one here. This is a cool plant. I like that it flowered so early. This is almost certainly a relative of Taiensis. And yeah, flowered as a relatively small plant. Was really positively surprised, and it seems to really like the coconut medium. It's really dry. I've been leaving it at the relatively dry soil, and it enjoys that. Everything Taiensis, I'm more careful with the drainage. Okay. Do you grow them in, like, do you breed them inside the house, and or do you just grow the plants and hope that they are on them? I meant, like, you know, when you basically have them inside the house in a little glass enclosure, you could raise them inside, and then you could put them out in spring or whenever they are out, you know. But it sounds fun. We will do that. I want to plant a few local plants here, and we're picking stuff that the butterflies like. Just wanted to clean a little. Now we can water a little bit more in the greenhouse. Then I need to sit down again. The leg is really bad the last couple of weeks. It's really as if I had Lyme disease again. Hope I didn't catch it. I got maybe 10 or 15 bites this year. It wasn't many. I think it might have been the year where I got the least tick bites at all, but might not have been enough. Okay, yeah, we will look into that. I enjoy that. I wanna have more life, you know. I wanna have more life in the house. I wanna have stuff that we can bring in the live stream. But I will also have to look into the regulations and all. Maybe you can't propagate them inside. I will look into that. So yeah, just want to water everything in here. They just get a lot less water than the plants where it's constantly raining on, or where you have a little bit of humidity in the morning. Gotta make up for that. And right now the plants are already going inside the greenhouses again. We really have to do some more, like repotting in the next month. I have to repot more. It's not enough. I have repotted quite a lot, but it's not enough. No. I mean, when I'm showing it on video, you know, I wanna be able, when we're doing something, when I don't know, when I'm growing something, raising something that's alive, it should be done properly, you know, because people will see when I'm filming it. I will definitely plant a few local plants that are good for the pollinators, you know. That's something that we will do nonetheless, like regardless. But I would also love to maybe raise them. They look interesting life forms. The reason I don't have like reptiles is just because I hate that I have to often feed them live food, you know. I would love to have a few toads or maybe a few frogs. I really like these tropical frogs with the big teeth, you know. They look really funny, and I would have some. But you have to like feed them stuff, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, the pumpkin was really impressive. Like what the bees were completely loving it. I just wondered because it didn't seem like there was so much pollen, you know? Didn't really seem like they give much, but they loved it. So yeah, I want to get everything under control here, and it's kind of hard right now for me because I have too much stuff, you know, like too many plans to report with the health issues that I have. So I'm just trying to stay at it consequently. If we're constantly doing a little bit, if we're constantly reporting a little bit, then eventually we will catch up. I already started reporting last year, and I think we have reported a couple hundred plants in the last 2 years, you know, like big ones. We used to have turtles too. Like in the past, we had a lot. We had them outside, and eventually the turtles got lost. They disappeared, you know. Apparently the turtles, if you don't really keep them enclosed, they will try to roam around, get to nearby bodies of water. Had quite a few that landed at the neighbor. Neighbor has a big pond, you know. Yeah, but it's long time ago. Like I was maybe 15, you know. Like when I was a child, we had like 100 turtles. And looking back, that was a bad idea. There was so much work, the constant cleanup. I had one too, like one of these, like an Asian turtle with a longer nose and all, thinner head. Yeah, I loved it, but it's just a type of animal. I don't know. If they are outside in an outside pond, that's great. But keeping them inside, it's really a lot of work to constantly clean the water. You have to have a pump. Have to really keep an eye out at the quality of water. It's a lot of work. I still remember when my parents, or when I had to clean the thing, you know, clean the aquarium. Like there was 2 hours of work every 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I don't know. Today I noticed like a friend of mine that he's often fishing, and he keeps telling me he's seeing the turtles nearby at the nearby pond, like at the nearby river Like they have kind of migrated to the next bigger river. Yeah, and they seem to do well here. I don't know. Yeah, a lot of them are pretty hardy. Hardy animals. They take a lot. I'm just glad that I don't have to constantly clean that aquarium anymore. Yeah, but I really like to, like, when you have them locally at your place, you have a big, really big pond and they live there. That's great. I love that. They're beautiful animals. Really cool. I like the others too, like the ones on land. I like them too. They're also good. Yeah, I mean, you probably need to have a relatively deep pond, you know, where they where they are safe from the frost and all. But I'm sure they love it more when they are outside. Like inside, it's just not alive for them often. We had this huge aquarium. It was really huge because one of the turtles that we had, it was like 40, 50 centimeters long. I still remember my father had to constantly take this turtle to the doctor. It had like a lung infection. So every week the turtle got a injection at the doctor, had to drive to the local zoo because locally there were just not that many people who did that. And yeah, it was a lot of time and money that we spent on turtles at the time. That sounds great. So this one's ripe. Taking this one in the house. Protecting them at all costs. Not many seeds in this one either. Gotta clean that up later. But I'm not losing another plant, another fruit. This was it with the mice. I've had it with them. This morning they really made me angry. I'm a peaceful guy. I love animals. But if you take a dump in my belongings, then friendship is over. So, and then like the authorities have given you them for like as a rescue to save them or what? Sounds interesting. I've seen that happening in the past with plants, you know. Bigger plant nurseries are often given plants from that are confiscated, yeah. Yeah, they shouldn't be treating them. But sometimes the police, if the police are confiscating something, they are then asking specialists in the field for propagation, yeah, for help with that. That happens from time to time. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this one here, it's looking good. I was worried because we repotted it, and I don't want it to drop the flower buds. But it looks pretty good. Like last time, this plant, last 2 years, every year the plant has dropped the flower buds. So that's why we repotted it this year. Yeah, so we will clear out the rest of the plants in the greenhouses in the next days. I really hate to do it, but we just have to. I only want to bring more plants in when everything is clean. Oh. I'm tired. Oh, this is really hard work for me. I hate it. By the way, these are the plants that I'm drying, that I'm letting etiolate, like not etiolate, that I'm letting callus in the sun. Maybe we can get them rooted by the end of the season. Yeah, I agree. It's kind of hard to give these living things the right environment inside. But that is the kind of stuff that you also have to learn as a person. Like when I was younger, I wasn't thinking about it like that. I had to realize that I just can't replicate the conditions, that a lot of living things need. So sometimes it's better to not get any. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Just watering in the greenhouse a little bit. And then I'm taking off. I'm exhausted. Like the leg is really causing issues. Especially gotta water the plants that are currently growing a fruit. Thank you. Thank you for the support. So by the way, here's the TPM. We could consider to take these down today, but it would definitely be much shorter in the future. But I consider to do this today because I really wanna see those being calloused by the end of the season, and it's already very late. It's actually a little too late, so we should really do it now if we're doing it. Yeah, this morning I also thought about getting another dog. So Mika has a little company also. I also wanted to get it, I wanted to save a dog from a laboratory. Like they are using beagles in labs, and I hate that, so I might actually adopt one. I've been thinking about that for a while now, and I might actually do it. But I'm also a little bit worried, Everything needs to work out. They need to love each other. Yeah, I mean, I love Mika. Mika is great, and I just want to create like a home where she's really feeling happy. She's come from a rescue organization, and I'm sure they had a lot of animals around, and I want to make sure that she's not feeling a little lonely because there's no other dogs around. So yeah, and if I do it, I will get me one from a laboratory, because they shouldn't even be in the laboratory in the first place. I'm really against that, and yeah, we should really, if I can do it, I will do it. If I can adopt one somewhere specifically from that kind of a condition, I'm always happy to do it, Thank you. I haven't gotten any notification, like none at all. I really have to look into it. Maybe because, have you been editing it? I haven't really gotten notification that something new was happened. But thank you. I will look at it. Oh, by the way, I wanted to have a look at the TBM. This plant here was always, I wanted to repot it a few times, but every time I wanted to repot it, There was a spider that is living on top of it, and it's still there. Spider's still there. Yeah, I can't. I don't understand it either. You know, like they are so nice. Everyone who ever had a beagle, like they are really kind animals. So if I can get one from that, I would definitely do it. It's just I also have to make sure that they get along. That Mika and the other dog would get along. That Kami gets along with it. But I feel like Kami used to grow up with our beagle, with Snoopy, and they've always played with each other. Like beagles are really usually relatively kind animals. They are not that aggressive, and yeah, they played with each other. And she's kind of missing that sometimes with Mika, because Mika is definitely not like that, you know. So yeah, but I'm still thinking about it. It's also about the money, you know. It's also about having to feed another dog, having all the doctor visits and all that, you know. It kind of adds up. I don't know. I I have gotten the notification that you started the first post, but since then I haven't seen anything from the community thing. Maybe it's not responding with that. I will look into it. Because you like I haven't seen that that there was an update. Otherwise I would have checked it out already. So I will check it out later again. Thank you. I'm not sure what to do with the Sörensia plants that I have. I have a lot of very big Sörensia that I bought for taking good photos for the books. But yeah, I have a lot of space issues, you know? It's kind of hard to all get them, give them the right conditions that they need. Really hard. So yeah. Wanted to water that hybrid over there that is growing the fruit. That one definitely needs water from time to time, otherwise it's dropping the fruit. Like with the rodent problems aside that I have, like rats are really nice. They're really sweet animals. I hate that um, the way it is, you know. Like right now we have like the area here has a real problem with rats. They're everywhere. It goes to the point where people use poison, you know, like chemical rodent control and that kind of stuff. And I hate that because very often that stuff gets back into the ecosystem, you know, like some predatory bird eats a mouse that has it, you know, and it's just bad for nature in general. We have so many here. I think we have cut back most of the plants that needed to be cut back. I usually try to do the cutting early in the season, but it usually collides with the flowering. When I have a plant that's in the middle of flowering, I'm a little bit less inclined to cut it back. But I think most of the ones that like now, they should make it until next spring. I just want to avoid a situation where they are reaching the roof in winter. Oh, by the way, check out this pineapple pup here a little bit. Looks a little bit unusual. Also with the vestigial leaves. Sometimes when you have a pup, you can still see the old remnants of what used to be leaves on the cacti. Over the course of their evolution, the leaves have disappeared, but from time to time you can still see that genetic callback that comes through, where it's producing like the little vestigial leaves when they are popping. Some cacti do it more often than others. This year's extreme. Okay. Yeah, let's consider maybe we're cutting them now. Maybe I need to. I don't know. I definitely want to root them this year. Or I definitely think about cutting them back. Yeah, I consider to do it now, to remove this piece here and this piece here. Then I'm putting it on the shelf, letting the wound callus, and then we have our plants for breeding. So yeah, I think we're doing it. I really think we're doing it. I don't want to get into a situation like this thing here has problems. This is not a healthy plant. So the longer I keep that thing in one piece, the higher the risk that something will happen. I think we're taking them down. And then that is, of course, that is a risk, you know, like cutting them now also means they could become infected. It's just that I think we are risking it. There will still be time left for the plant to callus, for the wound to callus, and maybe this will still pop again by the end of the season. So yeah, let's take it off, okay? Give me a second, okay? I'll put this thing on the side and then I grab it and then I take it back again. Okay. Yeah, we will clean that up in a minute. I just want to place that outward like this. I will empty the shelf. I want that thing on the shelf. This one comes down. This one also looked nice. This is probably something like Chalensis. Really thin plant. Unusually thin. Thin in a way that most other species that look similar wouldn't be, you know? So, okay. Let's place that on there. Got to keep an eye on the wound. If that thing has just a touch of color, we are moving it inside and we are putting it under a lamp. Under a grow lamp, under a plant lamp, just with the wound facing the lamp to really heal it. But right now, this looks pretty okay. Just a little bit more space that we can put the other one besides it. So let's clean this up here a little bit. And then the plant has a new chance to pop. Okay. So, I hate to cut this, by the way. I really don't like it, but it needs to be done. Because I know when we have them flowering at flowering size, as a revert, they could be super useful. So, let me see. Okay. I really find this looks like a very unique kind of plant. TPM, like there are problems to really assign it to the right species, and it's because it's a very unique kind of plant. It's not really blue. The skin color is not really blue, but the spines are a little bit longer, you know, like all the species have reasons why it can't be that, you know. Doesn't have strong V notches, but it's not. It's an interesting kind of plant. Good. Okay. This needs to callus now. I will leave that in the sun. In maybe 3 weeks, we are taking it down and we are putting it probably on pumice. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to put it on on an organic soil unless this is really well calloused. Yeah, but we will try it out. Yeah, I mean, some of them have a really like the short spine versions, you know, they look a lot like a cucumber. They definitely look like one. I find this one to look a little like it too. You know, there's some cacti. They look great. I like that. They're not so spiny. I like it when you can handle them without constantly causing injuries. You know, like this one. I like it when there's a little room in between the spines, like when you can actually see the body. There's some cacti that are so covered in spines. I don't like that. Okay, yeah. So I hope that the high humidity that we have will not lead to us losing the 2 cuts, and it could happen. We got to be careful. So this is the last fruit on this one, Flying Dragon Cantora. This one here is almost ripe. Yeah, let's take it off. This is a hybrid by Hartmut Kellner. Hartmut Kellner hybrid between Dessau, Gräsers Überraschung, and Cantora. So let's put them somewhere here. That's why I use these paper bags here. They are great if you want to put a fruit in it, you know. So this was Flying Dragon Cantora. They are called Opuntia. Opuntia. They have nice big pads. When people are like cooking cacti as a vegetable, it's usually something like Opuntia. There are some species that are more edible than others, you know. Okay, next one. We will lock all of the fruits down. Later I will have a talk with Kami. Kami will go after the mice with vengeance. She does not tolerate it anymore, is what I heard. So what was it? Dessau, Gräsers Überraschung, and Cantora. Cantora 1433. Good. I think we lost in the last week. We lost at least 5 fruits to the mice. I'm really getting angry. They will get on my bad side. So this one here I harvested earlier. This is Buena Vista Rosa California hybrid. Yeah, Kami will have no mercy. It's just that the mice sometimes, like Kami doesn't get into all the rooms, you know. I don't want Kami to walk around outside when I'm not there. And that's how the mice can sometimes eat the seeds. If Kami were allowed, she would take care of the problem any minute. She wouldn't take long. What was this? Rosa California, Buena Vista hybrid. Good. And look like there are not many seeds in it. maybe a handful. This year we really wasted a lot of seeds. I hate it. I hate thinking about the seeds that the mice have eaten. So let me see. This was the one that I harvested earlier. By the way, we have to remove this. If anyone knows what kind of a plant this is, please let me know, because it's trying to overgrow my cherry tree, and we might have to do something against it. This is the kind of plant. This is very invasive. I've noticed it growing on the tree, and I've removed it a few times, and it keeps coming back. We have to get rid of that. It stinks. Gotta be careful that Mika hasn't dropped one here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we have poison ivy here. I do not know. It could be. I could see that happening any day. But it's nothing, like, I always wondered about that, because I saw so many Americans talk about poison ivy, but it's not something that I've known about when I was growing up in Germany. It's possible we don't have it. Okay, taking this one off. Also, Rosa California Buena Vista hybrid. It really stinks. Time to time you gotta have a look when it's stinking that nothing lies there, you know, like an animal or something like that. We have a lot of animals here. I will look into it. I will try to identify it later if it's really dead. I will cut it off later. Like, I only have one hand now. I don't want to rip down something and injure the cacti, but I'm doing that later. I have to do that every few months, because that thing tries to overgrow the cherry tree on a regular basis. Also tries to overgrow other stuff, like my chestnut tree. It's a really aggressive weed. What was it? Rosa California Buena Vista. It's a really good flower. This is a good plant. We have to plant them. Oh, by the way, yesterday I watched another episode of a show called Widow's Bay. Widow's Bay, some sort of a horror show, and I really loved it. Really fun show. Enjoyed it very much. One of my favorite shows that I've seen in the last year. I have no idea how it will develop, like, long term. I'm just at episode 2, but it was a fun show. I really need to look into that. So if this is poison ivy, like, touching it is dangerous. Like, do you get rashes and all that stuff from it? In the past, I never really put on gloves when I removed it. And in the past, from time to time, I got unexplainable rashes, you know? It would make sense. Stuff is all over the garden. I'm not sure if I can get rid of this, you know? I have the same problem with the locust trees here. We have to dig a few out in the next weeks. Like that, I have seen that on one point, the locust roots are growing into the drainage of the house. So we have to dig them out. Have to really remove all the roots. It's getting like I can't tell you how much work it is to just control the jungle here. Like in spring and in winter, we cut back everything. In the meantime, I've mowed maybe thrice, and it looks like nothing happened. Like, no work has been done, you know? It's really frustrating. Every year, you're constantly just trying to keep the jungle away. With the channel, the bigger the channel, the more we are doing about that. I really want to kind of get a little help to control the bigger trees, you know, cutting them back a little. I will look into it. It's possible that poison ivy doesn't grow in my country, you know. Really need to look into that. But we have something that's similar, you know, like if in German there's a plant called Efeu, which just translates to ivy. You know, it could be. So what was this? This was the Charm hybrid. Charm, Cantora, yellow flower, and I think we pollinated with Bamboy or Deserticola. So this is good. Yeah, I will look into that. We will definitely get rid of them if it's something like that. So these will come in here. We will lock these up until tomorrow. Tomorrow we're cleaning them. I want to do a video. I want to take a few more photos of the fruit here. Oh, now it's looking like, now it's dirty. But this is Echinopsis glauca, former Trichocereus glaucus. I really wanted to take a photo. Dimensions are unique, in my opinion. The flower, the fruit is a little bit smaller than the fruit of Scopulicola. Also a little bit roundish, you know, like this kind of ovoid kind of shape. Yeah, it's very unique. I would love to compare this to Chalensis, Trichocereus chalensis, to the fruit of Chalensis. I'm sure they look similar. Yeah. This is one of the most unique kind of fruits that I have. Hope we can get a few seeds out of it. It looks like maybe 100. Could be great. Thank you. I will look it up. If it's something, I always thought that this would be the wisteria that is growing nearby, you know, but it's not wisteria. Like we recently established that it's not wisteria. This one here is the wisteria. And that one's always trying to grow over the chestnut trees here and here. Always have to get it, like, to remove it. It's starting to wrap around the branches of the chestnut trees. Like the whole tree was drawn, like it was pulling it sideways. It was really crazy how big of an influence that kind of a weed, such an aggressive vine, you know, what a big influence it had on the tree. Okay, so this one here was that orange, had a nice orange flower, really beautiful. Hybrid by Uwe Kahle from 2011. KA 2011 56-1. Was a multi-hybrid with many different parents, like Gräsers Schönste, Winnebar, and so on. I will look it up, but this one here we pollinated, I think, with the Teleflora hybrid at the beginning. Teleflora hybrids, Madame Pompadour, that was the father. Yeah, wisteria is really bad too. I'm not sure what to do with it. Like, I have that. My grandparents planted that, you know? My grandparents planted it. They had a lot of bees. They were beekeepers. So they planted different trees and different plants for the bees. And yeah, this was one of them. And the flowers are great. But the whole thing is not really, it's not an edible plant, you know? It can, if you have animals that are eating it, they can take damage, you know? They can be really ill from that. And I'm not sure how to control it. Like, this is it's a whole block. We would really have to go through and take this thing apart. And then we are completely open here, you know? I like to have a little bit of privacy. If we're taking this off, then we're really on display, you know? And I don't like that idea either. But yeah, one of the plants over the years where I realized, oh, this is really aggressive. Check out how it starts to hang over, try to wrap around all the other plants that are nearby. This plant never stays where it is. It's always growing, always expanding. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how to control that thing. I'm not sure how to control it. You can see it goes all over there. We will discuss that in the next year or two. If this is a project that we're taking on where we're really trying to suppress it, then it's going to be a tough battle. Like I said, this plant is here 30 years, maybe longer. Maybe 40. Like I said, my grandparents have planted that, I think. And I just have hope when the chestnut tree is a little bigger, it will run out of light, you know? Letting the chestnut trees on the left and right grow a little taller, and maybe we can take it away like that, you know? If it runs out of light, maybe it gives up. Take care, Robert. Take care. I'm sorry I have such a delay. I'm not really seeing the comments in real time. I'm seeing them slowly, like with a delay. Because I'm standing in front of the wall here and I'm not sure what we're doing. But yeah, something needs to happen probably. I have noticed that like the neighbor has the chickens on the other side. And the chickens haven't really been eating it. But it could happen. You know, I don't want to have that. Okay. So I'm getting ready to end here the live stream. Let me just clean the camera before we're doing that, because this is a mess. Every time I'm gardening, the thing is super dirty. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. All right, guys. The neighbor currently doesn't have any chickens. He was so hurt after losing the ones that he had. Was really bad, you know. He found them one day. I don't know what it was, if it was a marten or a fox, but probably something like that. I suspect it was a marten. But yeah, he was really hurt, and if he wants to ever have chickens again, he needs to completely change the enclosure. A lot more actual wire, you know. Thank you, guys. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. I wish you a great day today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure how we're doing it. If it's raining, maybe we're delaying, you know. I'm currently a little bit spontaneous with the weather, but I'll post about it, okay? Thank you. Thank you. Wishing you a great day today. Have a nice one. And I'll be back tomorrow. Not sure when, but suspecting maybe normal time. We will see how the weather is. Like this morning, it looked like it will be raining, and then the sun was out. Okay, guys. Take care, everyone. Wishing you a great day. Thank you.